to tell you first of all about the breaking news about the body parts found in Manchester. So before we go on to look at what's going on in the Sebastian Rogers case, some news about Riley Strain, and some sort of news about Samantha Murphy. So that's another 3 cases I just want to look at. But this is a new case. This literally happened yesterday, where human remains were discovered wrapped in plastic wrappings in Greater Manchester Nature Reserve. And the police reckon these remains have been there about 3 days. Or a few days is what they said, a few days. So this is in Salford, Manchester, to Kersal Wetlands, the nature reserve is called. And police were called on Thursday, so actually it was 2 days ago, around about 10 to 6, last Thursday, this Thursday just gone, April the 4th. They were called to the reserve amid reports of an unknown item wrapped in plastic near Radford Street. And this was found by passers-by. And then this was found to be human remains. So obviously, so for once the police have not said there's no suspicious circumstances. Oh, thank God, hallelujah. There are suspicious circumstances when remains are found wrapped in plastic. You know, so much recently we've heard, oh, no apparent suspicious, nothing suspicious, nothing suspicious. At least they can't say that about this. Something suspicious has obviously happened. So a major murder investigation has been launched, with inquiries continuing to try and establish who the victim was and trace their next of kin. Now, the Chief Superintendent, Tony Creeley, that we're going to watch him being interviewed or watch his press conference in a moment, he said they cannot identify the gender of the victim just yet, or the identity, but that they are confident it is not a child. So it's an adult, not a child. And also, they haven't said which body part they found, but they said that it was impossible for someone to survive without this body part, you know, or for whatever they found, they are confident that it's not a child. They don't know the gender, they don't know the identity, but they're confident as well that the person cannot still be alive. So we don't know what body part it was. Now, if it was a torso, they would know, wouldn't they, if it was a man or a woman? Or maybe, thing is, although they've only just found it within the past few days, it could have been the poor unfortunate person may have been dead for quite a while. So that might be why, you know, they can't identify. It could be a torso, and it could be a head, could be whatever, it could be anything. And the reason they can't identify the gender might be because of the decomposition, but probably from the size of it, they're happy that it's not a child. They're confident it's not a child. So they said the body remains had been at the scene for a few days before they were uncovered, and that now a major search. I hope they bloody cordoned off the area. I presume they have. So they're continuing to search for other remains. They said it was not possible for the victim to have survived, and so a murder probe has been launched by the major incident team. And he said that detectives are keeping an open mind, and that now a post-mortem will take place. Oh yeah, and footpaths into the nature reserve remain cordoned off, thank God for that. And officers can be seen combing the woodland for evidence, and an evidence tent has been erected. So he said our priority is now establishing who this person is, and that we carry out a diligent and respectable investigation into it. We know this will be concerning for people living in the local area, and we ask anyone with concerns or any information to speak to uniformed officers. We're speaking to locals in the area, dog walkers, passerby, anyone who may have the smallest bit of information. We urge anyone with information to tell the police without delay. Let's have a look at this press conference. Let's have a look. Okay, so here's the inspector. Sorry, Chief Superintendent Tony Creeley, and we're going to watch his. We're going to watch the press conference.
Superintendent Tony. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chief Superintendent Tony Creeley, and I'm the District Commander for the Salford Division in Greater Manchester Police. We're investigating the discovery of human remains that were found by passers-by here at Kersal Wetlands yesterday evening. We do not know the identity of the person or whether they are male or female. We do know that these remains are human and that it would not be possible for them to have survived. From forensic inquiries so far, we believe that these remains are likely to have been here for a matter of days, and it really is a tragic case. Our priority now is establishing who this person is and ensuring that we carry out a diligent and respectful investigation on behalf of that person and their family, whoever they may be. You will understand there are a number of inquiries for us to carry out in the area of Kersal, and our specialist officers and forensic teams will be here for some time to ensure work is thoroughly investigated. We know this will be concerning for people in the local area, and we ask anyone with concerns or any information whatsoever to speak to uniformed officers who will be in the area for a number of days. In the meantime, we have a team of detectives in our major incident team, supported by local detectives from the Salford district, to carry out various lines of inquiry. We are speaking to those locals in the area, dog walkers, passers-by, or anyone else who may have the smallest bit of information. We need to make a breakthrough in this case, and we urge anyone with any information whatsoever to contact the police without delay. These are very early stages in what is a murder investigation and is a tragic case. We are keeping an open mind, and we do all that we can to establish the circumstances and provide answers as soon as we can. Thank you.
So there you go. That's the situation. So far. That's the situation so far. Oh, hang on. I'm pressing the wrong button. Yeah. And I will keep you posted, obviously, on that. That's very close to home for me, although I don't live in Manchester anymore. You know, my family are in Manchester. Yeah, and it just seems, what's going on? Oh, God. Anyway, and why do these people, they ruin these beautiful places? It could put you off going to woodlands. I've been put off going to rivers, put off any bodies of water, really, and now you think, God, you don't want to walk through the woods in case you might stumble across a body or something. I don't know. So Lancashire County, Michelle, is in the north of England, in the north. So, and that's where I come from. Let's have a little look. Yeah, because of course we must remember not everyone knows. Not everyone knows the geography of England, including me. I'm not brilliant. I'm not brilliant with geography. It's not my strong spot. But this is Manchester. Oh, let me just share it. Manchester's a very big city. It's the Manchester, Birmingham and London, really the biggest cities, aren't they, in the UK? Let's have a look. Yeah, so this is Manchester. Let me make it bigger so you can see it. So if this is the UK, you've got Scotland up at the top here, and then London. Here's London. Manchester is in sort of the north of England. sort of if you think of it as England and Scotland, it's sort of in the middle, I suppose, but it's in the north of the UK, because England finishes round about here somewhere, doesn't it? And then it becomes Scotland, and that's where. And then if we go into it, I wonder if I can. I'm not very good with these maps, but if you then go into Manchester itself, where's Salford? So when I was born in Manchester, I was born in the south of Manchester, round about this sort of area here in Cholton, and Salford is here. So this is where Salford is not far from the Manchester United ground. I've lost it again now. There it is. Hi, the big dog's come down now, so you might hear. There's Salford. I was born somewhere around here in the south of Manchester, over this way. Yeah, so that's where these body parts have been found. So I just wanted to tell you about that, and obviously I'll be keeping you. I know I have a lot of subscribers in Lancashire in general because of the Nicola Bulley case. So a lot of the subscribers and watchers that I have, there'll be viewers that I have, they won't be far from that. So yeah. But that's right, 411 body parts found in Morecambe, on Morecambe Beach on Easter Sunday. But I think the thing is that I think they were quite old bones, I think. But anyway, yeah, that needs looking at as well. Let's see. Let's just have a look. I think those body parts found on Morecambe Beach. Let me just. See, just make. I mean, there's so many missing people. Yeah, so those bones were found in the water at Morecambe Bay Beach, and they have confirmed that they are human remains. But I don't think we know any more about that at the moment. Just that they're confirmed to be human. What's that? Ah, now you know, I don't know if you remember what they're saying is, let me, do you remember the Chinese people that were swept away on the beach? They're thinking as if it may be linked to that. I remember that. Weren't they cockle picking or something? 24 Chinese workers drowned on Morecambe Bay, Lancashire, in a cockling disaster in 2004. Yeah, 23 people died so they were on the beach looking for cockles. So it could be connected to that. So anyway, we don't know. We don't know the details yet. We just know that they have been confirmed to be human remains. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. But this other thing in Manchester, in Salford, that's definitely got to be suspicious circumstances, because these body parts, whatever they were, that we don't know what they are yet, they were wrapped in plastic. So they haven't wrapped themselves in plastic. That's not an accident, is it? Even the police can't say that's an accident and no suspicious circumstances. There obviously are suspicious circumstances with that. Yeah, the tide. The thing about I suppose you forget that people don't know, but at Morecambe and a lot of beaches, I think in the UK, they have these tides, and sometimes they have like surprise tides. So they will have been out there cockling, looking for cockles, which are like little shellfish type things, like whelks or crabs almost, but they're just in shells. And so they were out collecting them, and the tide came in just suddenly, and it'd be like a tsunami coming in, because it can come very quickly. People quite often get caught out by the tides. You've got to be so careful, because it looks like you've got all this beach, and no sign of the sea coming in, and then suddenly, boom, so tides are really dangerous in the UK. I don't know, we don't really have those in Spain. We don't have those in Spain, do we, Charlie? Where you have a tide, like, you go on the beach, the sea never just comes in all of a sudden. So it must be the Atlantic. It must be something about the Atlantic. So, yeah. So that's another. So that may well be to do, because they didn't find them all. And of course, the sea does hide a lot. A lot of people go into the sea and are not found, and then bones can be, you can get surrounded suddenly in a bay. I sort of vaguely remember it happening once when I was a kid, but we were okay, obviously. But something we would have gone to Morecambe or Southport or Blackpool and all those places when I was a kid. And I've got this vague memory of when I was little, my parents being really worried. We had to get off the beach before the tide came in, because the tide was due in. But if you did not know, sorry, makes me thirsty talking. If you did not know about the tides, you could easily get caught out. So anyway, very sad, very sad. So now